Welcome, Speedsters. Today I am with my wonderful friends in the community, Tim, Dave, and Tony, for the FanBoys Retro Review. It's always a pleasure to see you guys on any of our channels. How is everyone doing?
Doing good.
Still alive.
I was off for 3 weeks, so I'm like half rusty, half ready to go.
Were you?
Yeah, because I missed our last episode, and then we was off last week.
I didn't notice.
Oh, yeah.
So let's shout out the chat really quick. We have a lot. This is going to be a lot of news and a lot of reviews of smaller books. You know, I chose this week's reviews, and we all picked a smaller book. I didn't choose a whole series, so it's going to be a lot of news tonight. Lasso, it's always good to see you. We're going to have to get you on this channel eventually now that you've revealed yourself to the world. Helmet, it's always good to see you, buddy. Justin, I think this is the first time I've seen you here, so it's
Justin
great.
Giovanni.
Yeah, Giovanni's been here.
Coffee801, thanks for the sub earlier. It's great to have you here. And I collect a lot. Thanks for being here, man. So I guess we're going to start off with news or the review. What is our reviews of the smaller book? I mean, there's a lot of, we could do this in any order, so.
I say news. We got so much of it.
Yeah. Who's got what?
So I've got some small CW news. So apparently there were some leaks on The Flash season 7, and because there was a leak that they said since people were so unhappy with how they portrayed Savitar in the Flash series that they're going to bring him back for season 7 as well as Godspeed. So Godspeed is coming back. And they just announced a spin-off show, which is supposedly bringing the multiverse back into play. So that there's rumors going around that Ezra Miller is going to make some appearances in the spin-off show and a bunch of different multiverses. So we'll see how that goes.
That's cool. I like that. I love that. Being the multiverse professor, I dig that.
You know the big CW news, right?
The Wonder Girl spinoff?
No,
I guess not really spinoff.
No, they're making a Naomi show.
Oh yeah, that stupid show.
Yeah. They also announced a female Plastic Man movie.
Oh man, are you serious?
It's not Plastic Man, it's Plastic Person.
A plastic person.
So have you guys, I just want to call this out real quick for those of you in the chat. Like, if you are at all interested, this is not only this is the B cover, by the way. You probably want the A cover. But if you don't have a copy, you may want to think about like going out and getting one really quick. I think you can get them from like $80 to $100 right now for the A cover. It is her first appearance. This book has a lot going for it. I'm telling you, it blew up the first week it came out. You could not find a copy. I think they went straight to $40 the very first week. I love the story. I think it was really good. I think the character's cool. And like I said, I think this book has a lot going for it character-wise. I was telling the guys earlier, I thought I could definitely see this being the type of book where 10 years from now, everybody's saying, why didn't I get a copy?
I'm good.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't get a copy because I'm all
right.
That was a book.
Did you
read
read it?
I slept on.
No,
I didn't know it was coming out.
It was really good.
When she came to Young Justice, I was regretting that I ignored it. And I was just thinking like a few days ago, maybe a week, like, man, nobody talks about Naomi anymore. I should look up and see what that book's doing, and sort of forgot about it. And then boom, the TV news hit. And I'm like, oh my God, like here it goes back up again.
So I'm just going to say I didn't mind the book, but it's so you mentioned earlier in the chat that you're like, it could be the next Miles Morales. Miles Morales is overhyped. It's bull crap. Naomi's never going to hit those numbers. Miles Morales is now starting to become unstable, so his prices are going to lower because now more and more of the books are getting flooded into the market. If that's what happens with Naomi, great to all you speculators, but I don't foresee it being that big. I mean, could I see it staying at a $90 book? Yeah, I could probably see it being a $90 book, but it's not going to be $1,000 book. If it is, you guys are stupid paying $1,000 for that book. I don't even care.
Hey, there's a sucker born every minute.
Well, you see, like if Marvel was making a movie with Naomi,
We're gonna come back in a few years. Comic Fu is gonna have the last laugh.
Yeah, he's gonna be sitting in his nice mansion because he sold his Naomi #1. It's gonna be paid off. He's gonna be living in a bank vault with all his cool comics on the wall. I will then regret what I said, but until then,
exactly.
never.
I want to see you dive. I want to see you dive into a bunch of comic books like Scrooge McDuck, and then I will feel bad. That is the day I will regret anything I said about this book.
All right, who's there in the chat to back me up here? Come on.
I don't know, man. It's not looking like crickets coming from the crowd.
Oh, there we go. I collect a lot. Says he might sell his copy.
I'll give you cover price.
Yeah,
I think it might be premature.
But yeah, Plastic Man getting a movie, but it's not Plastic Man. It's a female lead. I don't understand how they're gonna pull that off. If they're just gonna gender swap it, I mean, I don't know.
It's gonna be like Ghostbusters. The problem with Plastic Man though is because I've actually just really gotten into Plastic Man. I was showing in the chat. I just found like I have the first appearance of Plastic Man, and it was in Police Comics. And I started reading, online, and if it's going to be a woman role, I feel like it has to be, the exact opposite of what they did with Ghostbusters. They need to really portray the character. Not saying it can't be good, but we've seen how movies have done so far, gender swapping characters. It does not lead to good results.
One thing I'd like to point out, my first thought is, how would they do a female Plastic Man and it not be an X-rated movie? It just seems like inappropriate. That's just my thought.
Yeah, they could go a lot of places with that. Oh, they could have with Plastic Man too, I suppose.
But I mean, it's in the name, Plastic Man. That's like having a Superman female lead. Okay, then it's not Plastic Man anymore. Then it's Plastic Woman.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're calling it Plastic Man with the female lead. Oh man, if they do this whole that's a whole nother rabbit hole I don't want to go down. But if they do this whole gender fluid and it's Plastic Man, I'm out.
Jaguar's in the chat. What's up, Jaguar?
Hey man, good to see you.
Well, see, and this is the problem that I'm having with one of the other things we're going to talk about, what they're doing to all. So it's like Wonder Woman. So Wonder Woman has always been, she's a goddess or the daughter of a goddess, from the Greek gods. Now all of a sudden she's going to be Brazilian because now it's just her clothes. You guys talked about a couple weeks ago, or we did. It doesn't make sense. How are they going to start gender swapping and race swapping these characters like that? That doesn't make sense. Okay, an African American.
You want to watch Flash get triggered? Watch this.
Oh my god! How do I kick you out here?
There's going to be three Wonder Women. There's a Wonder Woman 20 years in the future, and one 100 years or 50 years or something in the future.
That,
yeah.
Are we ready to talk about this book then?
No.
Real quick.
Yeah. What other news you got first?
I saw that I posted in our chat right before we went live. AMC is flipping out, and maybe even legal action against Warner Brothers. Because for those who don't know, Warner Brothers announced all of their 2021 movies are going to go same day to HBO Max. One interesting thing, I saw a big old banner with 16 movie logos. The Batman wasn't one of them. So I guess that's 2022. But AMC, I guess, said in their contract and everything, they only agreed to Wonder Woman. And they are flipping out. And I thought it was funny if any of you seen the PS5 meme, where it's the top people are flipping out because flippers are buying PS5s and selling them for $800, and the bottom of it is a comic toy collector's first time. Well,
Yeah.
Right? Well, it's the same thing, only at the bottom it's LCS is first time Warner screwing you. You know what I'm saying? Taking the product out of your. But I mean, you think about it, movie theaters are a lot like an LCS, that sort of third party that you almost don't need going into the future if you're digital only.
All right.
Well, see, but the problem with that though is this it's it just shows that they don't care anymore. Because another part of that news, I can't remember. I think it was you, Tim, that shared that there is a rumor now that they're possibly selling. Now there is a confirmed rumor that they might be selling DC Comics.
I did see that article.
It's confirmed from people high up in AT&T, and the exact rumor is within 2 years they want to sell. What I take from that is they're banking on HBO Max. If HBO Max flops, they're just going to dump Warner, which is DC. So,
well, see, and the problem with that
could be good. That could be good if they end up selling.
Absolutely right.
It could be good for comic fans,
yeah.
So don't support HBO Max.
That's why I am holding my breath right now. Like I think it's not over yet. I'm not ready to give up.
But you see, the bad part about that is if these movies do good and HBO Max does good, and they make money that they're desperate for, they ain't gonna sell it.
What they could do is just sell off the print part of it. They'll keep the movies and the rights to make the movies, and they'll be like, "Who cares about the comics? Let somebody else do that."
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll do it. Volunteer.
I was gonna say it's probably gonna end up like Deadpool was, and the X-Men, the Fantastic Four was for a little while there. I bet you that's what's gonna happen to DC is that everyone's gonna try and get a piece, and then we're gonna see, which is already happening, standalone universes. And so that's the way that I think is that the best case scenario is they sell the character rights, and people who are because people aren't gonna people who are gonna buy Batman are gonna be passionate about Batman. I hope I mean, I would hope, and then they would make a Batman movie, good Batman movies, and the same thing with Green Lantern and the Flash, because they're just screwing up everything now. And HBO Max, I've started looking into it, and I enjoy it, and I feel like if they want to do same day HBO Max, good for them. You know what I mean? If they're gonna just throw movies for free at me, I'll never go to a movie theater again. I'll just literally go buy 10-cent popcorn down from the dollar store and then watch the movie for free.
That seems to be AT&T's strategy is cut all the middlemen out, go pure digital, just get everything digital.
Which
that seems to be what they're doing.
Except for comics.
Yeah, except for comics, yeah.
TV shows, great. Put that right in my living room. I still want to go.
What
oh, come on, yeah.
So Justin, that cannot happen because I guarantee you, from a business perspective, people will sue Disney for having a monopoly. So they're going to try to claim that it's a monopoly having all of these superhero rights. I don't doubt that Disney tries, because I think Disney would be stupid not to try to get the rights of these characters. They'll screw them up just like they did Star Wars. But
I don't think that Warner Brothers will ever let go of the movie rights. That would
they won't let go of the movie rights.
They won't let go of any movie. I think if anything, it's going to be publishing.
Yeah.
I agree. Batman alone. Why would you give that up?
That's
everything they're doing.
I mean, it's like Sony. Like, we're not giving Spider-Man up.
Yeah. Everything they're doing is for that app. Like, they're not gonna give away anything that could help HBO Max.
So could we be looking at a reverse problem that Marvel had? Marvel had all the rights to their publishing, but they didn't have the rights to the movie characters.
Yeah,
DC could have the opposite problem. They'll have all the movie rights, but they might just sell off the character to the publishing, I guess.
It'll be someone like Image or someone that already has some money and a foot in the ground. Someone like that'll buy them.
Probably Boom.
Yeah, something like that.
But I have hope. You know what I mean? I'm hopeful that if I can make it still collecting comics in 2 years after all this stuff they're doing, if I can make it through and power through what DC is doing now, you're getting.
Speaking of future
You're
state,
on strike too, man. You're on strike too.
But before we get into it, the other bit of news I had relating to future state, it's confirmed that the creative team writing Swamp Thing in future state will write Swamp Thing after, but nowhere in the article did I see. It didn't indicate, is this going to be a print comic? Is it a digital only comic? There's just going to be a Swamp Thing comic with the same creative team.
Well, they're going to learn pretty quick that no one's going to buy digital. So, I mean, they could put anybody on a digital book and watch sales slump.
Yeah.
See, my whole theory on this though is that, like, right now they're saying X, Y, and Z is going to be digital. and they're hoping all of them. And okay, I have to be politically correct. I forgot. I can't just say whatever I want. But they're gonna. I'm thinking they're banking on like the people that are for all of these movements to buy out these comics and get those people into these. And they might start off digital, but if they start getting super popular, I guarantee you they go to print copies if they get popular enough. I think they're trying to play some of these characters like close, like some of these books close to the chest, and if they end up being popular, they don't want to end up like New 52, where you've got 52 books out, and only 5 or 6 of them were doing good at the time.
They're doing the manga route, digital first, and you could buy the collected full story. In a bookstore. Like you don't need to go to an LCS. It could be a Walmart. It could be anywhere.
Manga, goodness.
Well, no, I mean, honestly, how
manga's a monster, man. Like not trying to diss DC, but manga's a monster.
I know.
Who's buying? Like, I know they wouldn't make them if no one's buying, but trade paperbacks. Like, how popular are they?
Oh, they're popular.
Yeah.
Till this day,
they are.
Think about Watchmen and Legend of the Dark Knight are still top sellers for DC every single year. Every year they're selling hundreds of thousands of them.
Yeah, those classic stories, yes. But I mean, like, honestly, who's running out there and who's buying the Flash Rebirth, graphic novel or trade paperback?
On Instagram, I see it a lot. I see a ton of people that show bookshelves full of,
I guess even
I do.
Tony,
I buy Batman, dude. That's how I buy it.
Yeah, it's a different type of collector though, Tony, because it's more of a reader, so you're probably not interacting with them as much. They're not at the shop where you're going.
Yeah.
That's very possible.
When you think about it like this, like people are trying to be cost effective. So I was actually, I found an article that I was going to share before we went live, but I forgot to. Omnibuses and trade paperback sales have gone through the roof because it's more cost effective. So you get 50 issues for $40 or $50, or $15 or $30 compared to like people like me and you, all of us that go to the store every week and pick up these issues for $4 or like now $5 or $6 a piece. So we spend.
Yeah.
And that's just it. So think about when we were kids hopping on our bike, riding to the comic store, spending 99 cents on a comic, right? The kids today, they can't do that. And so the kids oftentimes are the ones getting the trade paperbacks because they're more affordable for them.
Yeah, now they're jumping on their hoverboards or taking an Uber.
see, the thing about it is, think about all the stuff those collectors miss out on. They don't have to worry about an issue spiking. Trade paperbacks ain't going for $300.
Well, if you have
eBay,
an LCS with a subscription service, you don't have to worry about missing an issue anyway.
Oh, you know my story. but no, you could get a whole story.
Yeah,
it's easily accessible. It's way more places. The new Batman trade paperback is going to be in 30 more places than the new Batman comic's going to be. It's the new way, really.
Well, and if we're talking about financially, it's the best way. Just like people are all upset about facsimiles, like people that can't afford to get those Green Lantern #1s or the showcases of a lot of these characters, if they still want to be able to read those books or have a part of history, just go buy a facsimile for $3.99 or DC's Dollar Comics or whatever. And
I don't know. Maybe I'm just old. Just stuck in my ways and don't want to do anything different. Like I'm just buying single issue floppies.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'll never be caught dead collecting trade paperbacks.
No,
I mean, it's not happening.
The only trade paperback I did purchase is I was going to India and I knew I was gonna be bored out of my mind on a 20-some hour flight. So I bought Forever Evil trade paperback because it's only 7 issues. But that's it.
Yeah.
See, I think I'm the perfect mix. I prefer floppies, but I'll buy trades. I do buy trades. That's how I buy Batman, because every 5 issues is $100 spec book, I mean, that's the truth. You can't consistently buy Batman off the shelf.
You're right.
Yeah. I take that back. I would buy collected Green Lantern, and I have, but that's different. I mean,
yeah,
it's. I don't think that's typical. Like I'm doing that because I'm just obsessive.
Yeah, I think you do that because that's the one thing you have to read.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything else is about the collectible aspect, what I mean? Which I get. Yeah. That's why I buy Batman. I want to read it, and I'm not going to I could spend $16 to get a trade or 8 used, or buy 5 issues at, $5 and then 30 for the next one,
Well, see, that's the crazy thing is that my LCS owner, I told you guys he gave me a bunch of he gave me all of his free comic book day future state stuff because he was not having it. He's like, I will not give this to anybody. Take this. And I'm like, why do you think I want it? And so
because he knows you. He knows how much you love Kid Quick.
I know I'm on strike too. I got to be careful.
Yeah. Everyone in the chat, please refer to Flash as Kid Quick for now on.
Oh, that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
What's Kid Quick's name? Who's the person that is Kid Quick?
I don't know, do they tell us in here? I just flipped through it.
Oh man,
it is in there. So yeah, let's talk about this real quick. So was it this week that this came out?
I think it was 2 weeks.
Yeah,
it was 2 weeks.
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay, so most of you probably saw this. It was free. It says free at the top there. This is it's not even really a comic. I mean, it's more of just it's a whole lot of words.
Yeah, it's a preview with character designs
telling you what to expect. And the light blue border here is what you probably saw and probably got. And then there was supposed to be one per store of these hold on.
This Nightwing page is fantastic.
So, but here's the thing about these black border ones. I hear some stores got more than one. Some stores got a lot more than one. I know my LCS, I remember him saying, oh yeah, I think we have a few of those. I didn't actually see them. He just gave me one, but and Flashpoint, didn't yours get multiple?
He got a box of 40 or 50 of them and he just gave them to me. So yeah, I've got a box of. So people, please, for the love of God, do not spend $40 on that book because it's just like the Punchline one per store variant. My store got 10 of those. I got 6 of those for $20 a piece. Do not when they say it's one per store comic book, 9 times out of 10 it's full of crap and the market will become flooded with them. Please do not spend $40 on this book. It's not only trash, but it's not worth the price. When I guarantee you, more stores were like mine that got boxes of them.
Well, what do you think, guys? Do you think that these will count as first appearances?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I do.
What I know of the spec market,
I do.
yes.
Oh wait, are you talking about this book or are you talking about the book in Future State?
This book. I think collectors
the whole reason there's a black label.
The first appearance of these Yeah,
that's why there's a black label, because they want the spec on it. And that's, you know what I mean? They
can't, the black border.
Yeah, the black border. You can't spec on this free giveaway. They made the black one so people could spec on it. Yeah.
And that's why I think they're going to consider this the first appearance, which is why I was like, as much as I'm not interested in this, for the collectible purpose, I got the black border.
Yeah.
Although I didn't know that that some stores were getting 40 of them. That's crazy.
One thing I want to say about this.
He is not Lasso. No,
a lot of the stuff with legacy characters, like what's going on with Superman and his son, the Nightwing books, for instance, those really intrigue me. I mean, I was just showing the Nightwing page, and man, it's freaking fantastic.
Art, I can't deny it. The art.
He has a Batcave in Arkham Asylum, and he don't like the new Batman. Like, I mean, Nightwing and the 2 Superman, really 3 Superman books, I'm down for.
Okay, hold on. Let's go through these because hold on. I'm stunned to hear that, honestly. Let me pull it up.
Well, you know what the Superman books are?
So here's the Nightwing. I'm shocked to hear you say that. I got to tell you, I had my son in here. We were looking at this together. He could not stop laughing at how terrible this Nightwing was. And I got to agree. I think it looks awful.
Have you looked at this black and white page, the fight scene and everything in it? It looks freaking bad.
I'm just looking at the character design. I haven't seen the.
Listen, anyone who runs out there,
it's just Nightwing with a little extra armor.
Anyone who goes out there and gets Harley Quinn #1, I want you to know that you're part of the problem.
Anyone who buys the future thing, like look at here. So her name is, or its name is whatever it is Jess Quick. So you can't even tell if it's a dude or a girl. Like I
think it's just a man version of Jesse Quick is what it sounds like. I remember hearing that now. Yep, they're just gender swapping Jesse Quick.
It will never be my Flash, And if you are a true Flash fan, you will not buy any of that crap because it is crap. Burn the books. Don't spec on them because they're going to be garbage.
All right, so let's talk about some of the good, though. So I'll tell you, the thing that intrigued me, I did like the idea of the Trinity, right? Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman going into the future and fighting some battles there. I'm not totally object to that. I don't want to give up my normal version of the characters, but I'm okay with seeing that version as well.
Yeah.
I also, and Tim, I think you and I have a real reason to be upset here, but I really, really like the idea of Jon Stewart taking some of the Green Lantern Corps and going to the edge of the universe and fighting all new battles with all new kind of,
But isn't
enemies.
that it? Didn't it state that they don't have their power rings? Like their power rings don't have power.
Yeah.
Maybe
Like
that's why.
I don't
it
believe
them?
any of the Green Lantern rings work in that Green Lantern book, and there's 3 different stories. Because Guy Gardner gets
no.
trapped on an alien world and reopens his bar.
No. You misunderstood. So Jon Stewart takes the ring wielders beyond the farthest reaches of the 3,600 known sectors to explore new worlds. But how will they protect them when the core's central battery power goes out? Oh, okay. You're right. The power battery goes out. I gotcha.
You know what sounds really good outside of Nightwing? Superman, the original
hold on.
Superman.
Before we get off Green Lantern, Tim, did you see anything noticeable in the description here? I see Jon Stewart. I see Jessica Cruz.
Trying to say no, Kyle.
I see Guy Gardner. There's no Kyle and no Hal.
Yeah. Not in the descriptions, and they're not in the Justice League either.
No.
The Far Sector girl is.
Yeah. There's no Kyle Rayner and no Hal Jordan.
So, one good thing, I will say one positive thing about Future State that I've enjoyed is I'm actually curious to see what they do with the Justice League, actually. Because I'm curious. It looks like they're going to be doing a lot of like lower, like unknown characters, which, I feel like the point of the Justice League is to give some of those characters like stories. So I'm kind of excited. I will say that I'm excited.
I agree with that.
How they do the Justice League. That is one positive. I will not be only negative. I feel like the Justice League could be really good.
I agree. There's some positives in here for me too. Like I'm a big Suicide Squad guy, so the fact that somehow it's unclear whether Black Adam is part of the Suicide Squad or the Suicide Squad is going after Black Adam. Not quite sure. Well, I think that's going to be cool. And Shazam looks pretty dope. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Hey, I love Guy Gardner.
There's 3 Superman books, and they all look fantastic. The original Superman fighting on Warworld. You have John Kent, and that's a future character I could get behind. Like, if the new Batman was Damian or Nightwing or something, like that kind of legacy. So I'm behind that. And then
Batman's
I don't
still
know which.
Be Bruce, I thought.
Yeah, he's going to be the Dark Detective.
I don't know which Superman is in this book, but there's a Superman versus Imperious Lex, and that just sounds fantastic too, whichever Superman it is. But what were you just saying? No, you have the new Batman, and then like Tony said, the Dark Detective is Bruce Wayne. And I guess there's a lot of interaction between Nightwing. Yeah, the one on this front cover.
Oh, the Dark Detective. Yeah. So this again, I'm sorry, but I don't like that.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that.
It's lame.
I don't like the design,
but I'm
short sleeves on. Like, what's going on?
It makes no sense.
I want to know. Like, I want to know why he's the Dark Detective and why there's a new Batman. And it distinctly says Nightwing don't like the new Batman. They don't get along. Yeah, so I'm interested. Like, I want to know what's going on.
Sleeves.
And did you hear what's going on in Gotham? Like, vigilantism is outlawed.
Yep.
So I think that's a great twist to it too. Almost like
it was always outlawed.
Mask of the Phantasm.
Yeah,
where the cops are after Batman.
Always outlawed. They never. No one was like Gotham PD was always trying to get. No, it wasn't sanctioned. It was just like it's illegal. We're always
let it go.
To catch Batman. Yeah, they just didn't enforce it. Speeding is illegal, but they. Not always.
But we get away with it. Yeah.
You know what I'm hearing here, guys? This is starting to sound like normal comic book collecting, where collectors disagree on everything.
You know what I like best about the Future State books, and I wish if DC kept publishing print copies, they would do the main books having backup stories.
Absolutely,
I love that because that's how characters like the Atom that I love could get more time. He can't sustain his own book, but he could have 6 pages in the back of this one. You know,
Yeah, Captain Atom story would be cool. But
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do real quick, I'm gonna pop my screen up here. I do want to go over this with you guys. Flash, if you could pop that up there. Awesome. Okay, so here is the this is the talent on these books. So I want to go over.
This is so stunning, honestly, to read this entire page. Like my jaw dropped seeing the talent behind this.
Okay,
oh my gosh!
You put the quotes up there. Now we're on the same
this
page.
guy kind of looks like Grant Morrison. That's something.
Yeah, don't matter. Okay, so
It is stunning. It is stunning what they have. I can't believe they even put this on paper. I really can't.
This guy, he's writing Future State Superman Worlds of War, Black Racer, and Future State Suicide Squad Black Adam. So
wait, hold up. So they're bringing the Black Racer back?
It's what it says. Superman Worlds of War, Black Racer.
That's going to be a backup story, yeah.
Sure. So this guy's credits include he was a writer on Supernatural, Justice League Action, Superhero Girls, and the animated feature
Superhero Girls,
Mortal Kombat Legends, Scorpion's Revenge. So what in this past credit? What do you guys feel is missing?
Well, Superhero Girls is pretty popular. My girls love it.
He's missing comic book past credit. He has no
anything that I care about.
Well, anything that you care about. I mean, but I mean, he has no comic book past at all.
No.
And Supernatural.
And I've never heard of him. Have you?
Yeah, I've never heard of him either.
So let's, and that could be okay as long as it's not a trend.
So wait, I will.
You know why?
Hold on.
We're gonna give him a big fat X.
Hold on here. Before you guys go, before you do that, you can put a little star for me because I don't know if you've watched Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge. Like it was.
I have not.
No, because why would I?
So listen, Linda. Okay, calm down for a second. The story. If he, I don't remember if he had any writing on the story or anything like that. I've never heard of him, but the animation was great. And the story was great for that movie. So he might be able to, if he had any part in the writing, might be okay. So I'm going to give it a possible okay there before we just lynch the guy.
I toasted him. I already crossed him out. It's over.
So if the guy that did Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge actually has something to do with Kid Quick, you'll give it a chance then.
No, that I will never give Kid Quick.
Okay, so let's
go on,
move
Tony.
to this next guy. He's writing Future State, Superman of Metropolis, Mr. Miracle, Future State, Superman, Worlds of War, Mr. Miracle. So his past credits includes comics and animation. Who's worked on Thundercats, Agent Carter, Transformers, War of Cybertron. I mean,
was that a list of things that failed?
Yes. Give it an X. Give it an X.
He gets a half credit because he at least understands the comic book industry. So I'm going to go ahead and give this guy, let's go with, he gets half X.
Again, let's be very clear. It's not that like people don't deserve a chance. It's not that they couldn't be very, very talented, but this is who they are showcasing right now to get us excited.
Moving on.
Hey, Thundercats. Like Thundercats was awful.
So this is Megan Fitzmartin. She's only writing Robin Eternal. She's a writer on Supernatural and DC Supergirls. That's it. That is all.
I want to say one thing.
She's so excited to be playing the sandbox with characters. Oh,
you know another unproven female that wrote Bat Family comics and tore it up? Devin Grayson. So I'm willing. I'm willing to be excited for this because Devin Grayson nailed the Bat Family.
Not saying
I'll give her a chance.
Not saying she can't, but I mean,
give her
Like
an
I said, this
no
can't be a
experience.
trend for it to be good.
Yeah.
And it's a trend right now.
And moving on from there, we have Stan Lewis, whose past credits include co-creator of the comic book series Coyotes, The Few Saints, The Book of Blaze.
I've never heard of them.
Never heard of those,
That
but
sounds like something Fu would crowdfund.
I do give this guy half a credit because he at least writes comics. You know, he at least understands. That's why he's getting half a point.
See,
Not a
but
whole
my
point.
problem with giving these half points though is like it would be okay if they would get a half point if they wrote anything successful. Like, and that's kind of the problem with all these is none of these people like, okay, Supernatural was whatever. I mean, I never got into it, so yeah, it was successful. But like in terms of comic book and superheroes, no one has written anything successful, and so this is. I mean, I guess if we're being honest, this is why Future State is perfect because we're rewriting the multiverse again, anyways. So now they can do whatever they want. There's no boundaries on what they can do. They can
Right,
better.
but I think
better.
the problem comes in, and I know you got a whole nother page, Tony, but
Yeah, I got a hold of the page.
I think it comes down to who is mentoring them, where's the experience,
You
like
see that there's two things you have to keep in mind. One, we've mentioned before, the DC has cut their rates, so they can't get top talent.
Yep.
Another thing to remember is this event was originally planned to be like Convergence, which was going to take up 2 months before the reboot. So it wouldn't necessarily all be top writers. We got to keep that in mind too. But there are some big name people. The guy that was writing The Flash, he's writing Justice League.
You're almost right in terms of Convergence. I mean, yeah, Convergence, you brought on a lot of young talent just to try them out, and they just got a book that was basically going to be thrown away anyway.
It was something to kill time for 2 months.
You're absolutely right. But they did mix young, inexperienced writers with seasoned veterans.
Well, I don't know what all's going on in Future State, but like I said, is it Williamson? Williamson's writing the Justice League.
Joshua
Tony,
Williamson?
I think you should just
Joshua
get through your
Williamson.
list here. It's clear. Tim is a Future State fanboy, and let's just leave it at that.
Hey, you said let's be positive. I'm being positive. Throwing all the facts out there.
On the second page, the only I think there's only one of these people who has comic book experience, and I think it's this gentleman down here. Nope.
They all seem to come from DC superhero girls and
Yeah,
Supernatural.
I thought one of them wrote the remember those girl like manga sized graphic novels I was getting? Like
DC superhero girls.
No, the DC Superhero Girls is a show. That's like a young adult.
Yeah, that's a TV show. It's not a comic. It's a
Yeah,
cartoon.
I'm talking about the actual line.
Yeah.
It was like a line DC was doing.
Huh.
I don't know. I don't
See,
know. But
so,
then, look, this guy, he's not even a writer. He's not even a writer. He's an animation director and producer. He's not a writer. Zero writing.
Yeah.
According to this, he has no writing experience.
Who's Williamson?
Joshua Williamson?
the one who
The
wrote
Rebirth Flash guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking in this list. I was like, I don't
Yeah.
see him. I thought somebody was saying some they knew
But
someone.
you
there.
think what I would do if I was in charge of marketing and selling this dumpster fire, I would at least put Josh Williamson, since he's well known and he's awesome. I would put him in this page. He'd have his own section, and he would talk about how positive everything is going to be and wonderful. Nowhere in here do you see any of that.
I've not heard of any of those stories.
Because these people don't write comics. That's the point I'm trying to make in all this. These people don't write comics, with the exception of one or two of them that have done some Indiegogo, Kickstarter, GoFundMe thing.
Yeah,
That's it. This is the talent they're trying to sell us. And I use that word very loosely because some of these people have only worked on DC superhero girls.
Yeah. I agree.
That's great for my 2-year-old daughter, but that doesn't really sell me.
But so I'll tell you guys off screen because I'm not really supposed to tell people, but I can explain to you why Williamson is writing Justice League. We've been emailing because he's going to be on the show, in January. I can explain, like, he's not even excited to be writing the Justice League, and I have, again, I can't show
Is it an under contract thing? Because I think the only named like people we would know names writers that are left. It's just their contract. They have to work their contract out because they're still making the good money because of the contract. You know what I mean?
And that's
like Tom King, for instance.
Well, that's kind of the hint that I got from him was that it's exactly that because when Justice League, he seemed weird because from him to go to Flash to Justice League, and it seems like it's a contract thing, and he doesn't seem very excited for it. I mean, it seems like a lot of people at DC obviously aren't happy, and it's funny. And as much as I hate Marvel, I kind of hope that he leaves DC and goes to Marvel because they'll probably treat him better.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about some of the art. I think this is Legion. Tim, you'll have to correct me.
I love Legion. I'm excited about some of what they're saying about it, but I cannot stand the art I'm seeing.
This is
the story
terrible.
Sounds great.
This is so bad.
And like in Titans, there's a guy in the old school Nightwing outfit, but wearing a Deathstroke mask.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff that sounds exciting.
Yeah, but look at this. Like,
yeah, the art of Legion was terrible.
Can you put this up large?
You're talking about the guy with like ski legs or something?
Nope.
I'm just talking about like this.
And like
this
Brainiac's
is like
head
a
attached to
cartoon.
someone.
Yeah, look at this. Like, think about the credentials we just went through. They're doing like animated TV shows. That's what this looks like. This does not look like a comic to me. That's terrible.
Well, it's bad when I'm talking about books I'm excited about, and you guys know from our private chat, I never shut up about Legion. I didn't mention Legion. It's something I'm excited for.
I mean,
what's with Superman and he looks skinny.
Well, that's Jonathan Kent.
Yeah, that's Jonathan, right?
Yeah, he's a kid. He's just a kid. But anyway, you're right. I agree with what
Wonder Woman. She looks terrible.
I agree with copy 801. I mean, I'm not saying these people are trash. What I'm saying is I get these people are going to be brand new to writing comics. My big complaint is there's nobody to help them through because DC, that's big. This is a huge thing. This is going to make or break some careers.
Yeah, why
there isn't anybody there? They fired them all.
We literally have at this point I'm going to use the analogy of a bunch of students. We have the students running the school at this point. Like,
yeah. I mean, at least Jim Lee could have said something.
Yeah. I didn't see Jim Lee mentioned through this.
There's nobody in here mentioned this book. No Jim Lee, no Josh Williamson, no Jeff Johns, nothing.
So you want to see some bad artwork? Look at this thing.
Oh yeah.
So what is that?
It's a new Guardian.
What is that? That's terrible.
It looks like what? An officer in a riot uniform?
Yeah, it's so bad.
So I just would like to respond to copy though. So the thing is it's not that we're unwilling to give them a chance, but when you look out through history, like the way that most intelligent people run their business and giving people a chance is putting them on a lesser known book and having better people guide them and help them produce those, lesser known books. You don't put, you don't start a newbie off on Batman. You know what I mean? Because people have high expectations. You start them off on maybe like Hal Jordan or someone like that, someone that people really don't care about, and to go from there.
You know what it looks like? It looks like somebody that doesn't care if you buy their physical books anymore. They're trying to drum up some look at us giving people chances, come buy our digital stuff, is what it looks like.
Well, that's just it. I mean, the one thing that comes through very clearly in this, again, I mean, we went through, there's some things that actually do appeal to me. Like there are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, this feels like they're not too worried about.
Blow this up. This is good. See, this is good. I like this.
Yeah.
It's Superman. This is awesome.
Yeah, the old Superman. Yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah.
Well, think about all the stuff we're excited about is being ripped by the people we just talked about. We don't know anything about,
So, but when you look at, so the thing is, again, we can't really go too far into this, but look at the people who they chose to write these books. If you've noticed, they're all of ethnic descent or, women, minorities, they don't really, it's one of those things that they're trying, at least we stop talking, they're trying to become a more woke, be a part of the woke culture and hire all these people to write these books is what it feels like.
So I don't care. Like I honestly, I don't care about who you are, as long as it's not done for a specific reason, just to stick it to us like that.
I don't care. I don't care about your ethnicity, your sexuality, anything when it comes to comics. If you can write a good story with good art,
I'll buy it.
Power to you. I'll buy it every day.
But I want you there writing those stories, drawing them because you are the best and because I enjoy your stuff. Like for no other reason. Like let's be fair.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Is like I'm just we're all the same way. Like I don't care if a woman was to write the Flash, I don't care. An African American, don't care if it's good. You know what I mean? If they're that's we all agree on that. But the thing is that I feel like DC and AT&T have dug themselves into such a deep hole now that they're grasping for straws, doing anything. Because think of it, Joshua Williamson, white male. Like, and I'm sorry to be like and say it how it is though, but he is the most known writer writing any of those books. But just like Tony said, he should have had his own page. He should have been on the top of that list, saying, "Hey, he's writing."
He should be selling these guys, these new writers. He should be like, "Man, I'm so excited to work with so and so. This person does really awesome work. You should be excited about it." Nothing.
Let's sort of change topics. You want to know to the point DC's gotten that one of the books I'm looking forward to the most now is written by Tom King.
Yeah.
This is the new Batman Catwoman, and I have to say, it was not terrible. And
why'd you buy it?
For everyone. Spoilers for anyone. I'm about to give spoilers away. You've been warned. Here it comes. Last page. You see the Phantasm armor.
Yep.
Which, if you're a Batman animated series fan, I went from like this book isn't bad to the last page. I cannot wait to get the next issue.
Did you see the interview Tom King gave about that particular book and his past on DC? He was like, when I was writing Batman, they kind of I could go this direction, but I had to do all this other stuff to get there, and it sucked. But with Batwoman or Batman and Catwoman, it's Black Label, and he was like, just do whatever you want.
Yeah, there's another spoiler for people that haven't read it. You see Catwoman like go to see this old man because it's kind of flipping around in time through the book, and she's talking to this old man, and I kept thinking it was like a retired Commissioner Gordon, and then it's the Joker, and it's like, what the crap? Like that caught me off guard. Like it was. I joke around saying it wasn't terrible. It was, looking back after I read it, it's a good book. Like it's shocking.
What made you buy it though?
Because I collected. I figured this would be something I could actually get all the issues of, and I love Batman miniseries. I'm a sucker for one shots and stuff like that. So just the collector in me.
See, but that just proves right there, that everyone who gave crap to Tom King about his writing, like I loved Batman and that first book. I thought it was great, and it just goes to show that if DC kept their nose out of like trying to guide people how to write their books, I don't think Tom King would have had as many issues on the Batman series itself. I think the Batman series would have been great, but I feel like DC meddled, and then he got the blunt of it because obviously he was the writer. You know what I mean?
What I've heard, and I'm starting to agree with, is Tom King is great in like a 12-issue maxi setting. He's not good at an ongoing series. Keep in mind, probably the worst thing I've ever read is The Heroes in Crisis, and I wasn't.
Keep in mind, he's also the best, and when he doesn't have any restraints by a publisher, like he did that. Was it independent? He did. I can't remember. Sheriff of Babylon. That's an awesome book. He doesn't nail. It was a home run. That's what made his career. That's why DC signed him.
It's a new day in the world of DC when I'm excited about a Tom King Batman book. Like the apocalypse has truly happened, gentlemen.
Let's check the temperature in hell. See if it's right.
I just want to mention two other books.
Well, I didn't see Hal Jordan, so I'm still upset.
This was the last issue in this Red Hood arc of Batman, the animated returns. I love this issue. There was a scene with the Joker in it that just made me laugh, like the Joker done right. And the Bat family. And then I think we should talk about the new event going on. I like it. It gives me the vibes of what the Justice League used to be, where everyone has their own personality. It's you could really say it's a Justice League Endless Winter miniseries that takes part in a bunch of different books. Like there's a Flash one, all different ones. But this is the first issue of it.
Is that
Like
part
I
of the
think the next
deceased
issue is in
world?
Flash. Huh?
Is that part of like the deceased universe?
No, this is imagine it like this is just a brand new miniseries
Oh, gotcha.
that isn't necessarily taking place right now. Like
It's just
Death
its own
Metal
thing.
isn't affecting it or anything like that. It's just an old school kind of good Justice League series that involves basically a guy with ice powers that was buried underneath Superman's fortress. Remember his fortress was destroyed the other day in the Man of Steel mini? Well, like the leftover debris superpowered him. So he's like freezing the whole earth. So just good old timey Justice
Honestly, that
League.
wouldn't be a bad thing, Bring back some of the ice caps and global warming. So he's actually a hero if you think about it.
Exactly. Global warming solved. Yeah, like I said, I just got the good timey like Morrison JLA, where like every character's define Flash as being kind of funny and joking around. Everyone's personalities are right, and it's just a Justice League story,
I agree, and I really enjoyed the Endless Winter. So I definitely think that's a good read if you're looking to get it. We forgot one big piece of news. Cage Watch is actually a real thing now. It's not a joke anymore.
What?
Did we start it? Is it our fault?
I think we did. I think Stevie B might have gotten caught and snuck in on him and
Nicholas
made it
Cage, shout out our show exclusively.
But the news isn't it like there's actual talks of him being Superman in the Flash movie now? It's not just a rumor of him always wanting to play Superman. Apparently, there's actual talks of him potentially being Superman.
Yeah, I think when we talked about it, the studio had just said he was welcome to it, but he had never responded. And now it might actually become a thing.
Yep.
Well, he's also playing Joe Exotic, the Tiger King, in the Tiger King movie.
That is going to be awesome.
It's going to be
the Tiger King movie.
I love Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, and Nicolas Cage is the Tiger King.
Oh my!
Why did they need a movie? We had the documentary.
Who knows? See, this is what happens when you combine dumb stuff and the pandemic.
AT&T's got to make money somehow, Dave.
My wife was all about Tiger King on Netflix. She watched the crap out of it.
Yeah, I hate to admit, but it infected us about probably a month or two late. But yeah, we got into it.
I refused. I stayed in my little sanctuary amongst my comics.
So this is something people need to know. Tony is very, very stubborn. I even asked him. I said, all right, hypothetically, somebody walks up. They give you a Batman Adventures number 12, but signed by the artist and the author. And Tony with his signed books. I asked him, do you accept it? He says no.
No. Even if it was even a CBCS signature series, perfect condition 10, I'd still say no. Thank you.
There you go.
Because I'm a man of my word. I won't collect Harley. Schwarzenegger, yeah. I only collect Harley if she's in the Suicide Squad, but you can't really count it. It's just Harley because it's the Suicide.
It counts.
It don't count.
It turned into a Harley Quinn book. sort of like, well, I don't collect Harley Quinn movies, but I got the Birds of Prey. No, it's a Harley Quinn movie, Tony.
No, you start on the Birds of Prey. It should have been Backer on the Birds of Prey movie, not Harley Quinn. And there's also these other characters. What are the names again? Was basically the name of that movie.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Don't worry, Tony, because that's what they're doing to the Flash. So the Flash, you don't have to worry about it. They're screwing everybody over.
Yeah, but see, they're screwing you.
It's the development process at AT&T.
They're screwing your character you like. I don't even care what they do to the character. I could care less. They could kill her. I mean, I thought it would be really funny if Punchline killed her, and that was it.
Yeah.
I was hoping for that, honestly.
What about
Harley? I have her first appearance, so
nope, don't have
it.
If
they killed her, it'll go up.
Anything with Harley Quinn in the title, not buying it.
No, me neither. I agree with you there. I'm not about that.
I would take the book that Dave theoretically gave me, and I would donate it to a charity so they can auction it off. I would do that, but it wouldn't go in the collection.
You think we should jump into the review now?
Yeah, consider
Just saying for about an hour in. Can I go? I go first. Mine will be quick.
Go for it. Yeah, mine's quick too. I mean, they're all quick. Yeah, go for it.
So
I've got the Devastator. Oh, sorry.
So real quick, apparently, so Jesse Quick, the new Kid Quick, his aunt is actually Jesse Quick. So just put that out right now. How freaking original, DC.
Sort of like the two Wally West. It's like a problem they have with speedsters at DC.
Yeah, apparently.
So one thing I didn't remember about this book, because I really enjoyed these one-shots from Dark Knights. I thought they were the best part. There's not a ton of backstory on this evil Batman. Most of it takes place in present day. Like, it shows Lois Lane being infected with the Doomsday virus. I don't remember that. I don't remember seeing how that was resolved. I'd be interested to know. But basically, to break it down, on this Batman's evil Earth, Superman went crazy. They don't know if it was solar radiation. Something happened that made him crazy, and he started killing everyone. And he tried to fight him with a kryptonite spear. It didn't work, and Superman's trash talking. I'm like, I could hear the Justice League talking. They all say you could take me in a fight, but I could breathe too hard and kill you. And he basically unleashes the Doomsday virus on himself, kills Superman. Immediately, the Batman Who Laughs recruits him, and that's pretty much the story, that he doesn't trust what Superman was preaching. Superman's all about love, and I'll protect you, and he's like, we don't need your protection. So just one thing I wanted to point out about it is, think about how scary that is, though. Like, what if it was just like a weird solar flare messed with Superman's brain, and now he's evil? You can't turn it back. You can't change it. That's sort of what happened to this Earth Superman. I think that would be a cool, interesting story, but that's this.
Yeah, very cool.
Good. It's a good book. I'd just like to know what happened with the Lois Lane infection. I'm sure it's in the Superman books from that time, but I'm not sure.
Well, if I remember correctly, that wasn't current. That was what happened. That's why he infected himself with the Devastator virus. If I remember correctly, that was the timeline for his Earth. It wasn't.
Well, you see, because it showed Lois talking to Jimmy, and they said Superman was off fighting somewhere. And then Bruce Wayne shows up, and she's like, well, why aren't you there? And he touches her, and she's infected. And, like, it showed John, like it's our Earth and everything. And it's like, well, if he just killed his Superman, he has to be somewhere else. I could be wrong. Maybe it is just another Earth, but I thought it was the main Earth that happened. Anyone that knows, you could hit me up. Let me know.
All right, who wants to go next?
What's up, Mark?
You want me to go?
Go for it, man.
All right. So.
Oh man, Andy's got a statue for it.
Yeah, this will be my book show as well. So we'll just do the review in the book show. But I did the Dawnbreaker. Can you see that?
Oh, now I'm glad you did the Dawnbreaker. I know they were fighting in the chat, but it was totally deserve it. Absolutely.
Yeah, so this was actually an AOK from Stevie B. So the Dawnbreaker is basically Batman as Green Lantern. And the story is essentially like, as a kid, they love messing with little kid Bruce. Man, they really do. So it's back to his parents being murdered, only instead of like being afraid, he overcomes his fear right away and he gets a Green Lantern ring. So we know how that works. But it's the part I found interesting was the whole concept of dealing with a Bruce Wayne and the pain of his parents' death and all, and getting this power of the Green Lantern ring. And can he really wield the power? Like, is he in control of his own just emotions, I guess? And for those that aren't aware, Batman has been granted a Green Lantern ring multiple times in the past, and he always turns it down. And it had me thinking, could this be why? Because he just, like, on an emotional level, knows that he is not ready for this kind of power. And what we see,
I agree with that. There's a Superman Batman story where he gets Superman powers and he's just out of control. That's a really good point right there you're making. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the story of what happens if he does take the ring, and essentially he cannot control himself from taking murderous action against the killer of his parents, which also reminded me of kind of like a Coast City type deal with Hal Jordan. So we have seen this before, and again, the Guardians come down with the whole Lantern Corps to stop him, and Kilowog's like, "Look at this skinny little guy. I'll take care of him." But at this point, throughout the thing, they've been talking about the black within his heart, right? And the void, in fact. And that's when he calls on this void through his own willpower. And they don't really describe what it is, but it's called, it blacks everything out. And in the blackness, he is able to bring his own half black, half green constructs that kind of like come in like shadows. They're all like demon and alien looking, and they just attack the lanterns, the Lantern Corps, and just take them out, including the Guardians of the Universe. It's something else. And he then goes on to, he murders Jim Gordon because he doesn't like the way Jim Gordon talked to him. He's like, you should be more polite. And he just vaporizes him. He murders the Scarecrow. He takes the Penguin up into outer space and drops him off in the path of hurtling meteors that blast through his body, hurtling his organs in all different directions.
Awesome.
What else happens here?
What do you do to the Joker?
Yeah, right. And then eventually the blackness, the void overtakes him. And when it does, that is when he is introduced to the Batman Who Laughs, the Robins, the Red Death, and some of the others. And then he goes to Earth Zero, where he meets the greatest Lantern of all, Tim.
Chip.
Kyle Rayner.
Oh,
Hal Jordan. And basically Hal Jordan is battling with him, and this is where it takes a completely unbelievable turn, because apparently the Dawnbreaker defeats Hal Jordan, and we know that would never happen, but he does in this case. And then out of nowhere, Dr. Fate shows up. So there you go, Helmet. Dr. Fate shows up at the last minute, rescues Hal Jordan. We know that would never happen. And basically it ends with the Dawnbreaker with Dr. Fate rescuing Hal and pulling him out and saying, "You're needed for something more important." Hal Jordan saying, "No, I need to save my Earth." And it ends with the Dawnbreaker just basically bringing his void lantern constructs to Earth Zero and just destroying it. And that is the end.
Hey guys, real quick, I can hear my kids have been going nuts for a while. I think I'm gonna jump off, and I actually forgot a book show. So
cool.
Okay.
So great show, guys, and thank you everyone for coming out tonight.
All right, Tim, we'll see you
later, Skater. Okay.
Do you want me to go because you wanted to bring us? So you want me to go next?
Huh?
You want me to go next, Tony?
Up to you, man. You're running the show.
Yeah, I'll go next.
Go for it.
We're just gonna leave Tim frozen. That could be fun.
We'll leave him there. We'll leave him there. Just like
So, leave him there. Statue from the same series. If I get the stupid light, kind of. So I've got the Red Death. This is the statue from the same series that Fu showed.
Oh,
this is the Red Death. So his was super interesting because his book starts off where you see the Flash running, scared, like afraid, and it's not very often that you see Barry Allen like running away from something scared, and you turn the page and it's the Batmobile. You see Bruce Wayne trying to run him down with the Batmobile, and so he finally manages to catch Barry, and Barry, he tells Barry, he's like, "Okay, you need to give me the Speed Force." And Barry, because apparently all of these books have in common is that one way, shape, or form. So Bruce has been, in the Red Death book, Bruce lost a bunch of, apparently he went to like 5 or 6 Robins, Alfred got killed, and a bunch of people. So Bruce Wayne went crazy. and he wanted to bring them back with the Speed Force, but Barry Allen told him, he's like, no, I'm not gonna give you the Speed Force. I know what it's like to lose people you love, so I'm not gonna do it. Well, after he manages to catch the Flash, he like chains him down to the Batmobile, and he says, "It's all right. We're gonna do this together." And you just see them speeding into the sea.
You still there, Tony? I can't hear you though, Tony.
Oh yeah, sorry, I muted my microphone. I had to sneeze. But,
Okay. I mean, this is the best I've ever seen.
Barry Allen just
oh, there he is. You were frozen, man. You were frozen. We were like,
you pulled a Tim.
we were like, is he still here?
That's what I was saying though, or
Yeah, I think you got to the part where Bruce Wayne and was chasing down Barry Allen, the Batmobile, or whatever.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he finally catches Barry Allen, and he straps Barry Allen to the front of the Batmobile and tells him, "We're gonna do this together." So he drives Barry Allen fast enough to get into the Speed Force, and you see Barry Allen just disintegrate. But the cool thing about this book, though, like about Red Death, is that it's not just Bruce Wayne obtaining Speed Force powers, because it's the way that they explain it is it's like a corrupted version of the Speed Force. He doesn't have he's not into the Speed Force. But Barry's consciousness is actually inside of Bruce's body as well. So he still exists, because I'm pretty sure there's another book where Barry Allen overcomes Bruce Wayne's consciousness and he becomes like a golden Red Death. And so all of that happens, and then Bruce Wayne just goes and he, just like in Foo's book, he goes around killing all of his rogues, and you see him just run like Scarecrow's out doing something, and you just see Bruce Wayne just punch through the Scarecrow going like the speed of light, and you just see his organs explode all over the place, and you just see his top half just fly off into the distance. And after that, this is the weird thing for me though with the Red Death, is apparently he has the power to cause people to age super fast. So he killed a bunch of people, he killed all of his rogues. Well, another weird thing is, he has Barry's powers, but I'm assuming he didn't know how to use them completely. So obviously the Batman Who Laughed comes and tells him, hey, there's a universe where, Catwoman is still alive and all these people are still alive. Let me take you there and we can make it how you can rule Central City how you want to. So he does, and he starts running around and he's aging people, killing a bunch of people. Well, then he goes after Iris, because in his world, and I think I can't remember what Earth it was, Earth 23, Iris is dead. So he goes to kill Iris and the Flash shows up. Well, Red Death just starts knocking the crap out of Barry, and just like in Foo's as well, you see not Helmet of Fate. You see Dr. Fate. You see Dr. Fate just take him back and tell him the same thing. I have bigger plans for you. And Red Death, you see this, like, I loved his lightning with the bats in there, the black lightning with the bats. He just gets angry and he says, you have to come back. I run Central City. And that was about it for me. That was mine.
Yeah, I think Dr. Fate saves almost everybody. Where's my screen here? Okay. I had an awesome one, Batman the Drowned. It's pretty cool. But this is, keep in mind, this is the dark multiverse. So this is negative Earth 11. So this, on the positive Earths, Earth 11 is the gender swapped Earth. So this takes place in the negative multiverse. So this is negative Earth 11, where everything is still gender swapped. So you have Bryce Wayne instead of Bruce Wayne, Aquaman. And Bryce Wayne's love interest, Sylvester Kyle, instead of Selena Kyle, is killed and goes in this big depression, starts killing people, winds up on the original Earth, and has this huge fight with Aquaman and Mira. And she ends up in some kind of operating room, and she's like, you know what? I'm just going to take matters in my own hands. She genetically modifies herself to like be more at home in the water. And we quickly come to find out that anybody she kills or something like that will be like if you can see here in the cover, she'd be more like a zombie for her own little private army. And she does get her hands on Mira, And then Aquaman's about to go down for the count. Same trend as always. Dr. Fate, says something cryptic like, I've seen your fate. It is needed elsewhere. He pulls that Aquaman out. And Bryce Wayne kind of rules over the earth. Drowns everybody. That's where you get the drown. It's covered in water, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, that one's pretty quick.
It's the priciest in the second market, huh? Wow.
What happened?
He's saying Red Death is the priciest on the second market. I wonder if I have all these.
Yeah, last time I checked, Red Death was going for about $45-$50 a book.
Just because it's the first appearance?
Yeah.
Yep. Are these all first appearances?
Yep. These are all the first appearances. Yep, because then you have the Grim Knight. Who else is there? You have the Grim Knight, Murder Machine, whatever the Batman who took Ares' helmet. I can't remember his name. And then obviously the Batman who laughs.
Batman the Merciless, yeah.
Yeah, the Merciless. There we go.
Keep in mind what's really cool. Fun fact about Red Death is he has his armor available in DC Universe Online. So you can actually be, if you're a speedster, you can get the Red Death armor.
Oh, that's cool.
You just gotta pay that money though.
If you were a subscriber like I was, you got it for free.
Yeah, maybe I have to look because I haven't played that game. I probably have it then because I subscribed to that game forever. I love that game.
But book show. Do we have a book show?
Oh, I already showed mine.
Mine was the statue, but I can show you. I'm adding this to the 200 subscriber giveaway, second appearance of the Reverse Flash. So
you should just give it to me. I'm a subscriber.
I was gonna say, are we eligible?
Yeah,
my book show, since I did like an Aquaman the Drowned, I've shown this on here before, but it's still pretty cool. I have Aquaman Rebirth #1, signed down in the corner by Mark Morales. I think, was he the cover guy? I think he just did some of the work. So it's kind of cool. It's trying to keep the same kind of trend. But yeah, that's my book show, an autographed Aquaman book.
Very cool.
So I know you guys. I'm the only one that really likes metal and death metal in our group. So I don't
mind death metal. I don't mind it.
No. Well, I thought like the one shots that came from metal were really good. I like Tim said, is that they were doing too many of them now in death metal. Now there's so many. You have the Robin King and all these, the dinosaur Batman and everything else. That's getting a little crazy. But I think the one shots, I agree with Tim that the one shots were part of my favorite thing of metal. That because the Dark Multiverse was a cool idea. I wish they would have expanded, and done, instead of having like a Batman infused Flash, and because then you see pictures of the millions of whatever dark crap. I think in one of the books.
Why does it say that I love Harley at the bottom of the screen?
I don't know. I don't know how to work with it.
We're giving you 2 weeks notice.
Keep in mind, everyone, Christmas is coming up soon.
And Tony said,
to get anything for Tony.
Yeah, and he said he even sent us a message that said on that back wall you see right there with all those comics, any Harley books will go to the front of the line there. So make sure he'll display all of them.
Wow.
I can honestly say that will never happen. At no point will there ever be a solo Harley Quinn book.
I don't know. Actually, now we're in contact with Tony's wife. I bet you we can have her help us pull a prank off. Can you imagine Tony coming into his collector room one time and all of his books are gone? They've been replaced with Harleys.
And just like a giant, like Harley, one of those standing,
one of those life-size statues you see like at the mall or something.
He would just drop to his knees and cry.
No, just like if I'm coming home, usually if there's nobody here, like, or if it's the middle of work week, I'll put my stuff down, put my keys down, come to the office, log in for work, and as soon as I would open the door, and see all the Harley Quinn stuff, I would just shut the door, get back in my car, go back to the office. And just start over, maybe
start over.
Maybe there's a glitch in the Matrix.
That didn't happen.
Maybe as I was crossing the turnpike, I entered some kind of weird time warp.
The dark multiverse.
It would truly be the dark multiverse if I came in here and everything was Harley. I would rather have everything My Little Pony.
We can make that.
I'd strap it with a bunch of firecrackers, and I would see if we can launch that thing into orbit. Dispose of the virus. Yeah. I actually thought of a really cool video idea involving Harley Quinn. I think I should do it because the timing feels right. I might do it, but I don't know. I don't want to give away spoilers just in case I do. It will be hilarious. It will be hilarious.
I mean, one thing I do want to say before we end, though, is that, you know, the people watching on the replay, it seems like, you know, there's a lot of negativity about Future State. I mean, and I'll only speak for myself when I'm very worried about DC with this Future State event, and I don't think the majority of it's going to be good. But just like always with stuff like this, we just, you know, we'll all keep our eyes, you know, and our minds open to see what could happen. I will make 100% promise I will not be buying any Flash books until they get rid of Jess Quick. But other than that, you know, I'll probably try the Justice League because Williamson is writing it and he's been a good writer. So just keep maybe good things are going to happen if DC gets bought out or sells their rights to the printed copies of books. Things can happen. Don't give up collecting. I know a lot of people, like at my LCS, have given up collecting. You know, my LCS owner said that all of his customers have went to Magic the Gathering. You know, me being part of it, I don't buy very many new books. I mean, I get Metal and Flash. That's their Death Metal and Flash. That's it. So, you know, support your LCSs and just try to stay positive and support the true heroes that you love. You know, it could get better, hopefully.
Yeah, support your LCS. That's a great message, especially during the pandemic. Regardless of even if Future State was happening or not, they need your support for sure. No quitting in Marvel yet.
Well, you know, I'll still buy it. I just won't read it.
It's going to be tough for me, but like I said, for Future State, there's some things I'm genuinely looking forward to, and and I did go and I pre-ordered a lot of stuff. I didn't pre-order everything because it just seems a lot. I think I pre-ordered all the Superman. Definitely not pre-ordering Harley Quinn.
You know, my LCS said that too. My LCS said the same thing. They said they don't have anything for January and February. So when does Future State come out?
January.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So this whole preview,
the release schedule in the back.
That's what I thought. I'm just trying to process what my LCS told me, and it's just weird seeing Air Spider there say the same thing.
Well, see, that's what mine told me too. Because the weird thing was you know, I was asking about the Flash because, you know, the Flash is part of this winter, you know, endless winter event, and see, I was confused because I thought the Flash had ended after Williamson's run. Well, they hired some writers to do the 2 or 4 issues or whatever in between, you know, that and Endless Winter. Well, apparently, you know, there's no.
Oh, Tim's saying it'll go digital. He had no clue what Future State was. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the release schedule, it goes till March 30th, 2021. And DC is one of those companies that lets you know well in advance what's coming out, and there's nothing.
Well, yeah, which is, you know, you got to think about it. A lot of these companies, collectible companies, you know, I bring up Magic the Gathering because, you know, I'm huge into that as a secondary hobby, and they're, you know, they're 2 years out for product. Like if I can Google it right now and I can get you set releases for the next 2 years of content that they're going to be releasing every 3 months, all the, you know, set of boxes and cards they're releasing for 2 years. And I'm pretty sure DC was that way, at least for I thought they were a year out or something at one point. So it's kind of concerning to see them only out till March. That's kind of scary to think about.
We'll see.
Yeah, they'll be able to return them, but yeah, it is weird that they're saying there's no books. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
And keep in mind who who their new distributor is, Midtown Comics. They've
No, Midtown's done.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, they Midtown said they're not in anymore. So DC's on their own in terms of distribution.
Yeah.
I mean, Midtown said they were going to finish the contract, but they weren't going to renew it.
Yeah.
Oh, they must have sent all of yours to me then, to my LCS then, Harry Spider, because my store got more than plenty.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds like they really messed up on this distribution.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh boy. Oh well.
Who knows what the future holds?
Yeah, but let's end on a positive note. What's new on your guys' channel? What are you guys up to?
I'm switching to an all Marvel channel, and
okay, well, now that he's finally cooked off for the third time,
go Tony.
I've got a few ideas. I just need to do them. That's my problem. I'm a big planner, but scheduling, due to work and a 2-year-old and coronavirus, and some stores aren't open and some just have limited hours, and it's crazy. It's tough to get in there. So I want to do a bunch of stuff, but who knows? But honestly, I don't have really anything planned except I think next week it's on my channel. The show's on my channel, so I guess that's what's coming up on my channel. Is this next week's show? But that's about all I got.
all right.
All right. Well, so I just had my channel update video, kind of going through all the changes that are going to be coming. But yeah, I've got so I just put out an unboxing video today. We saw the death of my knife.
Yeah,
pretty sad.
The video knife, or the video about it. I mean,
there's some hope yet. There's some hope. I've been given some tips. I got to take it apart apparently and clean it. So we'll see.
I knew putting just gun oil on it by itself was going to do nothing.
That was Michael Ackery. That was all Ackery.
Come on, Ackery.
Yeah, just like Stevie.
Don't they make a bill for that?
A blue one, I think.
Blue bill.
Yeah, and so aside from that, I'm gonna have those comic goal videos coming out here real soon, and in fact, I've already been filming some new ones today, and I think I've got some more planned this evening. So that should be fun. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of them dropping, I think, each day the last 2 weeks of the month.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. I have a big New Year's video that you're all part of.
Yeah,
I forgot. And it's the video that I planned. forgot my own big project. So
I still gotta do that for you. I forgot about that too.
Yeah, you and Wu-Tang Tim are left, and a few others, but I'm starting to. There's some absolutely.
But
awesome
your good friends made sure they came through and gave you a video.
Yeah, you know what? The people I can count on came through.
The people you can count on.
That's all right. I'm a procrastinator. I'll be the last one to do it. It's okay. I'll beat Tim to it though. I will beat Tim.
Well, it's fighting words.
Why am I on the big screen? There we
go. So I'm still working on my channel layout. Like I've decided, because I've taken a break from it, and I did a couple Magic the Gathering videos. I decided that I needed to be more positive, and I'm trying to, comic books aren't obviously, I'm younger than everyone here, so comic books from what I know and obviously what you guys know are changing. I'm trying to be more embracing of those changes. So I took a break. I'm setting up a schedule and trying to do some series here. I'm going to do my Flash Talks videos again. I'm going to start that series back up. And I ordered an actual camera setup so that I can start recording stuff and have edited videos, downloaded an editor. So nothing really big yet, but there's stuff coming. So that's it for me. Want to.
Lasso did my cool little video. I forgot. Even Lasso did one.
No.
That Magic Lasso, let me tell you, he is an incredibly nice guy. And, I like to, pick on everybody a little bit, but it is really hard to pick on Magic Lasso. He's what we like to call in the Midwest nauseatingly friendly. He's an incredibly nice dude. And
that's why I had to shake it up and send him confetti.
He's a super supporter of everybody in our community. I just want to highlight him specifically. He's an awesome dude, and I'm happy that he jumps on our show as often as he does. So hats off to you, Magic Lasso. You're a cool guy. I don't care what Tim has told me in secret about you. You're a cool dude.
It's pretty bad.
I don't even care what Tim has said about Wonder Woman behind your back. You're still cool. It's okay for you to like Wonder Woman.
Although he is from Wisconsin, so I mean, maybe that we could get him for that.
I mean, yeah, he kind of does have a cheese head. No, I'm just kidding. But I just want to thank everyone for showing up. I think this is the biggest amount of people I've had on my channel ever live streaming. So it's great to see everyone here. I mean, shout out to Copy, Wu-Tang Tim, obviously Lasso, Helmet of Fate, Mark Spector. Who else is there here? Jaguar, Justin. Can't forget about Justin.
Justin Giovanni.
Yep.
Gotta say Justin Giovanni, even though it is not his name, and I acknowledge the fact that it is not his name. I made the mistake, and now I can't get it out of my head.
I know. He's forever Giovanni.
Dave here. Big shout out to Dave. There you go, and Tony. If that's the case, Lasso, we can't be friends anymore. So I take back all the nice things I said, if that's true.
Who's for president? All right, I like it.
First thing he's going to do is, who cares about international relations? Who cares about, domestic problems? He's going straight to Warner Brothers. He's going to fix it.
I'm your man.
I just wanted to thank everybody else. I think our last show of the year is next year, if I remember correctly, right? Next week is our last show.
Is it?
It is.
The year. Yeah.
Last year, 2021 or 2020? Oh, man.
Hey, Helmet, I told you, it may already exist.
What about the 18th? Are we doing anything on the 18th? It's like a week before Christmas.
I will no, I can't.
Yeah,
okay.
I think that was why.
Last show of the year on my channel. I'm going all out, guys. This is gonna be awesome.
He's gonna forget.
Big announcement.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be so big.
I'm gonna call out.
It's gonna be like 5 p.m. Hey Tony, you sending the link? What link?
Link for what? I will forget. It's funny because it's true. For everyone that's in the chat now, we are doing a giveaway next week on my channel, and the kicker is you have to be present to win. Absolutely have to be present to win, and it is a legitimate prize. It's several prizes, but one person's cleaning the house. One guy gets everything.
All right.
Have to be present to win.
Tony's gonna wear a Harley outfit. I don't think I want to see that, to be honest with you. I'll pass.
If I have to do it, I'm doing it Stevie B style. I'm getting the Daisy Dukes and everything. I'm gonna make you guys pay for it,
Yeah, Lasso, you need to be on this show now. Now that you've had your first appearance and everything else, you've been texting me a lot, and I know you have the setup now. Now you can be on the show. There's no excuse.
Hey, so Lasso, I just want to know, are you good? Like with us, I think there's going to be a big controversy coming out about you soon enough. I'm sure you're aware. It's going to be like the whole the virus controversy, right? So, like, what is a true first appearance?
Well, by that case, don't I have a cameo or a cameo appearance coming on my thing? You know what I'm talking about? I'm trying to give you some hints here, bro.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
I didn't want to be too direct.
True. Okay, that's true.
Well, see, I think the way it works is it was just like Virus and whatever in the Venom series. The free comic book day book was supposed to be the first appearance, but it got released late after
my point exactly. So let's say somebody, hypothetically, totally hypothetically, but let's say that somebody making their big first appearance was actually recorded ahead of time, but never released. And then subsequently, a live filming was done that was technically released prior to the original recording. What then?
I'd say whichever one is published and released first gets the true first.
Yeah, I was going to say, whoever has the said recording is the second appearance.
Unless, they do like some of the comic book characters do, there's mist and fog and you see the silhouette of a person,
so if I add or hypothetically, if somebody were to add Mist and Fog to the video, we'd be cool.
Yeah, you'd be cool because it's who is it? We don't know. Who is it?
Right.
See,
right. Okay.
see, but apparently the technical second appearance is still going to be worth more than what should be claimed as the first appearance.
Down the road, they'll say, "Hey, this is a first cameo. This isn't the first full appearance. This is the first cameo."
There's another wrench in the mix. Oh man, this is gonna be another one of those what is it, punchline situations? Jeez.
Oh God.
Lasso, what are you doing to us? You couldn't have thought this through better? I mean, come on. Thought you were a comic collector. You should have these things planned out.
Yeah, right?
Hey, Tim makes a good point, Lasso. You know what? January 9th is my birthday, and I would love to have you on our stream. That would be the best birthday present ever, for you to come on our stream on January 9th. So let us know what Wonder Woman story you want to do.
Oh yeah, we'll let him pick the story too. That'd be awesome. Be real
The
awesome.
community decide check eBay.
He's not wrong.
Well, I was gonna say, so when I was gonna have you come in, I was gonna bring you in late, and I was gonna be like, we actually have someone from the Dark Multiverse. What is a DC collector with worst nightmares? A specker and someone who collects Marvel. Well, good thing we have Comic Fu here because he does both. Oh man,
Could be worse.
Yeah.
Yo, you want to see the best way to get kicked off Flashpoint's channel? Check it out.
I'm not even gonna I'm not even gonna let him show it up.
Oh man, what was it? I need to see it now. It's gonna bother me.
Get quick. I know exactly what it was.
Sleepwalker?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's Marvel. Okay, I was like, who cares? It's Sleepwalker. I can't imagine.
But all right, we're at an hour and a half. I think we're gonna get off there.
All right.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody.
Yes, peace.